People ask me, how you doing? And it used to be terrible because I couldn't think, should I tell them? I feel like it's not authentic if I just say, oh great, I'm okay, doing okay. And then it became a joke. If you ever seen the Budweiser commercial where everybody's, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing, back and forth, and then one guy is saying something different and everybody's looking at him going, what the heck is wrong with that guy? It doesn't matter. I read this book and it's fantastic. It made me cry more than once, but then again, maybe it wasn't the book, but the pain and whatever that I've been dealing with from traumatic brain injuries and mercury poisoning. It's been a bumpy ride, I'll tell you that. I loved in her book, she talks about you gotta have a gratitude list, and everybody talks about that. The other thing she says, look, the gratitude's not enough, you gotta have a joy list. And I think both are important. I'm gonna talk about gratitude a little bit. I'm grateful for my brain injuries because they taught me something about myself and about people in general. And it gave me the opportunity to forgive in a way that wouldn't have been available any other way. And eventually I started to see things where I could have unconditional happiness and unconditional joy. And that's something you can't buy. You can't pay somebody for it. You just have to practice relentlessly no matter what is going on. And the book doesn't really matter. What I'm really grateful for this week is that a few people showed up for me. They got on the phone and gave me at least, an hour of their time. And I don't have a lot of time to talk. I don't have a lot of energy for socializing. I'm talking to people for very specific reasons, for outcomes. Part of that is to have a good conversation and practice communication skills and better relationships and negotiation. Because when you get brain injuries from car accidents or child abuse like happened to me, you need to work on those. It's not a one-time thing, it's a lifetime thing. And I sit and I meditate and I practice repentance and gratitude and forgiveness. Boy, it seems like almost every single day, and usually more than once, whenever it's needed. Anyway, I'm not trying to prove anything about it, but sometimes people ask me, how'd you do that? How'd you recover? Or how'd you figure out how to do a Rubik's Cube with brain injuries? Where you got an engineering degree with brain injuries? Yeah. And when I first sort of started to understand the abuse that I went through when I was discovering what happened in 2019, the first thing that I did was forgiveness and repentance. And it doesn't matter to me now, other than like it helped me recover. But if I could talk to that person 6 years ago, I go, you did the right thing. Keep going. It's gonna work out. And I did a lot of other really, really self-defeating and stupid things before and afterwards, and none of that matters at this moment. But even before that, as a kid, like when I was maybe 12, I didn't know I had brain injuries, but I knew I had been abused and mistreated. But I was just starting to understand it, and I had learned how to read very slowly and painfully, because brain injuries mess up your eye tracking. They messed up my eye tracking. Maybe other people experience different things. For sure, everybody experiences their own version. No brain injury is the same as another one. And they change today, tomorrow, the next day, yesterday. All of them, my injuries, my symptoms change. They change from moment to moment. The noise goes off, and all of a sudden it is misery sometimes. And then the moment passes, or maybe an hour, or a week, or a month. It depends. But eventually, everything resolves to peace. And out of peace, all those things we so desire, all those emotions, all those ideas, they come out of that. But when I was, like 10, 12, something like that, I had learned to read some really good books on my own, without any supervision. And I learned wisdom from those books. And somehow I learned to forgive in a way that nobody told me. That I remember, I definitely had people tell me, but I did it on my own too. And if I could go back and talk to that younger person, that younger version of me, or whoever's watching this in the future, I'd encourage them to just breathe easy, find that peaceful time and that peaceful place in the morning, in the evening, or whenever you get a quiet moment. And when things calm down, it's easier to kind of look at whatever happened. And the pain, sometimes it comes up and you have to breathe through it. And eventually it goes away. And what's left after that is the understanding, the knowledge, the lessons. Don't get hit in the head, for sure. If I could tell you anything, please don't get hit in the head. Don't let your kids get hit in the head. And if somebody needs to hear, don't hit your kids in the head, oh, I pray for you. I pray for your family. You shouldn't slap people in the face. It's a bad idea. Doesn't seem like it's a big deal, and yet wisdom and well-informed medical and whoever else, people that know, They're like, no, don't do it. Oh man, it's been 10 minutes on video. That's a long time for me. Trying to talk, trying to make sense of whatever ideas are going on. And people tell me, oh, you seem fine. I can't tell anything's wrong with you. And I'm grateful for that. It's not during the interactions when I'm talking. It's recovering afterwards. And I never know. Sometimes it's fine. For the last couple of years, it has not been fine. But this week it's been encouraging because of the conversations with people who really were willing to not only commit to offering me their time out of their busy schedule once, but to follow up. And what we can do in a half hour or an hour or 90 minutes, it's almost nothing. But what we can do if we create a habit and build and improve on that first 30 to 90 minutes, we could do almost anything. And then we have to kind of look at it and figure out what's practical. What do we really need? How often do we need to do this? How often do we want to? And what do we really want out of life? Love, health, wealth, healing, awakening, transcendence. Sometimes you're like, I have everything I want. Meditation is a good thing. If I could tell that younger version of me, make a habit to meditate every day. Just 1 minute at a time, if that's all you can do. Just go 1 to 5 minutes. And if you can do that every day, for a little while, maybe a couple weeks, and you get distracted, and then you remember and you do it again, and you keep going, then build on that. Eventually you're going to go, wow, that 5 minutes makes a big difference in my life. Maybe I could do 10, 20, 30 minutes. Don't overdo it. You don't want to do too much. And after a while, you feel like, hey, I feel like there's more. And you have the opportunity to come back to me and ask some questions. Oh, I got some answers for you. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. I started meditating, even though we didn't call it meditating. Well, I was maybe like 10 years old. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, maybe 11, 12, around the same time. It's interesting how life works. And I didn't stop. When things got better in my life, I graduated college, and then got a career, and it wasn't like an easy thing. There was a lot of hard work, but I had the energy for it. I'm very, very grateful for that. A lot of good people pointed me in the right direction because they saw some potential. And eventually I moved into a mansion, and I flipped houses I never saw. I made people a phenomenal amount of money. Businesses, individuals. And there have been a lot of times after that I've been very, very bitter. Been very, very angry. Because I didn't ask for enough. I should have negotiated for Noah a little better. I think of it as future Noah. And all the people that I'm responsible to for paying for my stuff and for their stuff and whatever. But I'm learning. I'm taking responsibility, forgiving, repenting, and practicing gratitude. Whatever you're going through, I hope you're able to find some joy in what you're doing. Find something to be grateful for. And I'm wishing you the best. Peace.